What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more acid-techno, and we're listening to another tune from Chris Liberator's AAA label, Acid Artists in Action. I won't repeat everything I've said in the handful of reactions I've done to other tracks from the label, but it really is pursuing a very dark and wicked sort of flavor of, you know, up and having it acid-techno. So yeah, I really enjoy the sub-label within the Stay Up Forever umbrella, so shout out to Chris, and once again shout out to DDR. Loved his tunes for a long time, and this is under his Trip Hazard guise, and indeed I believe after the track DDR and the Geezer, Mad Cows on Acid, which is one of the first acid-techno tracks I heard back in the day, absolutely loved it. But yeah, I heard, I think that was like the first DDR tunes I heard, or tune I heard, or first tune that Dave was involved in, I should say. But then shortly after that, I heard Trip Hazard, Gotta Get Out of It, and I was like, oh my god, like this is just an unbelievable tune. I know I reacted to it on my old channel. I don't know if I've done it on this new channel. If not, I'll have to like come back around and, you know, do a new version of that on this channel. But yeah, it's one of my favorite tunes. It's like this, you know, wicked gutter punk flavor of acid techno. It's hard, it's fast, it's sort of like nasty and wicked. I absolutely love it. So I've loved his tunes under the Trip Hazard name for a very long time. And I love the fact that in 2022 we're still getting awesome acid techno from Dave under the Trip Hazard name, so shout out to him. I'll be brief, but I told this in a couple anecdote and a couple other reactions, but again, I think they were on my old channel. In semi-recent times, I think it was like 2016, maybe 2015, I met Dave. He played at an event out here in California. He's friends with another acid techno friend of mine, Lethal One, Jose Rodriguez. And I think Jose was involved in throwing this party that Dave and Jose and a few other people played at. And I remember before Dave's set, or maybe it was after, I think it was before, but we were talking about acid techno and, you know, just different artists and, you know, the evolution of the scene over time and, you know, the way vinyl kind of went away but then came back and so on. And I remember it was a really enjoyable conversation. I mentioned it before, you know, I met Henry Cohen and a few other people in the acid techno world, and it's remarkable. They're all, you know, all different, but a number of these people have really interesting personalities and takes on techno and acid music and so on, and that was a good example. So then, you know, he plays his set. I think it was before, because he like played his set, and then, you know, Jose played his set and so on, and then I was going to leave later. We were outside, our friend Tony from Colorado was there, and I remember I was like, alright guys, I'm going to take off, said bye to Jose, bye to Tony, and then I go to say bye to Dave, and he puts out his hand. I'm like, alright, give you a high five, and he literally does the down low, too slow thing and pulls it away, and like everybody laughed, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm 10 years old again, like what just happened? Yeah, so shout out to Dave for doing that. It's still hilarious to me. But yeah, this is a tune called Crazy. It's the B2 track. I had a quick listen. I didn't like, you know, give a real immersive listen to all 4 tracks, but I just kind of scanned and, you know, which one is going to jump out to me the most and make me want to react to it. And it was actually the B2 tune that jumped out. B1 as well, but I was sort of on the border. But I wanted to do a track that in some ways fits with like other Trip Hazard tunes. I think this tune could mix very well with what is it, Repo Man, or Repo Men? I think it's Repo Man. And Rocksteady on the other side. It has just, oh, and like, what is it, is it Reject the System, from the System Rejects label? I think it's System Rejects 4. It has this kind of like dirty, it's wicked, but it's still kind of like fun. Like it's not like evil acid techno, but it is sort of like dirty and wicked, so yeah, I just heard that in the few seconds that I scanned through this and was like, yeah, that's the one I want to react to. So let's get it. This is Trip Hazard, Crazy, on the 2022 release. Is it number 6? Is it number 7? It's number 6. So yeah, this is AAA number 6, 2022, Trip Hazard, Crazy. Oh, and the All the Way Official, the tune he did for Jose's label, it would mix very well with that as well. I gotta react to that, that's a great tune. All the Way Official. sort of like, it's like a slide to the low, like acid bass. That like accent flare is just getting like more prominent and hotter. It's like an acid boil kind of tune. It's just the intensity and the heat is just slowly coming up, coming up, coming up. Which, you know, there's two approaches. You can do that, or you can do the like, it's austere, boom, and it comes in like really hard on like a secondary intro. I like both styles, but, you know. I got room for different approaches, different flavors of acid-techno. The squelchiness. Oh, you cheeky.
You want to do what? This motherfucker's going crazy, man.
There's a tune I think he did with, is it Zyko, called Colombian Gold on the Stay Forever Overdose series. It has these moments where the track kind of like stops, and it's like someone stopped the record, and then it like restarts again. I like the way he plays around with, you know, expectations of like structure and like rhythm, like, you know, because some of these things will be like measure-breaking moments in terms of like if you're double dropping or, you know, getting ready to mix, so you've lined them up, whatever. So again, you gotta know the terrain, but I like that he plays around with the sort of standard structure of acid-techno, like fading it, so it's almost like it was ending a sample, heats it back up, then the drop. Listen to that. Like industrial metal kind of like groovy rhythm. And all the while, the acid is flashing away. Like the stripped down feel as it came into the breakdown.
Whoa, 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 go down, man, whoa. Chill out, man. Man, you tripping, motherfucker. You want to do what? Motherfucker's going crazy, man.
Not like an overly dramatic, you know, build up and redrop, just a flash of the sample, and then, you know, bring it back in, let's go. Like workmanlike, not overly showy in the way that proceeded. The cymbal and that sort of metallic percussive rhythm. So you got the cymbal like, you know, popping along the top, but you also have this like, it's like someone maniacally hitting a triangle. Filth. And again, would mix very well with his Reject the System. Is Trippin' Balls on this one? There's another tune that I'm trying to think of that really would mix well with this. Has a similar kind of dirty and wicked vibe, but again, not necessarily evil, just kind of like, you know, a mischievous snarl on one's face. liquidy acid flourishes. While the other sort of main backbone line is just, you know, burning like hot metal. Temperature slowly working its way back to turning off the boiler. Love it. Yeah, it's a tune. I'm excited. Like I said, I did get little, you know, 20-second snippets, just a little taste of what each track kind of felt like. Yeah, and I'm excited to go through all 4 of them. Once again, shout out to Dave, you know, for his long catalog of work, but the fact he's still putting out tunes now. Just got his Alliance EP, the 4th 303 Alliance EP, Benji's label. I did react to Benji's remix of DDR Supply and Demand already, but I'm going to go through that whole record as well. I also just got the Benji AAA, which is the 7th one in the series, so excited to go through all these records. Very excited that acid-techno with an old school feel, but, you know, with modern takes on sort of some of the sounds and approaches to structure and so on. I absolutely love it. So once again, shout out to DDR for making tunes. Shout out to Chris for this awesome sub-label. Shout out to Benji while we're on the subject. Like I said, his remix of Supply and Demand was fantastic. So yeah, let me know what you think of this one. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.